Hi, I'm Chef Chris Ketke. Here's a really delicious and nutritious breakfast, vegetable frittata. A frittata is a sort of an Italian version of an omelet which mixes vegetables and sometimes meat into the eggs. To keep this dish light, we'll use cholesterol-free egg substitute instead of eggs. So let's get started. In 1 tablespoon of canola oil, I'm going to go ahead and put, this is 1 small zucchini. We sliced it nice and thin. So I'm going to toss in the zucchini, a half of a red onion. We diced it up. I'm going to toss that into our saute pan. And at this point, we want to saute these until they're fairly soft. It's going to take about 3 or 4 minutes, and then we'll put in some other ingredients. Well, you can see the zucchinis and the red onions are just beginning to soften. The onions there have a beautiful caramelization going on, so now it's time for 2 cloves of minced up garlic, and we're going to cook that just for about 15 seconds. Not too much, you don't want to burn the garlic. After 15 seconds, I'm going to go ahead and put in 1 1/4 cup of grape tomatoes. Just they've been sliced in half, and you could of course use cherry tomatoes. All right, our tomatoes are just starting to soften. That's perfect. Because we're going to take half of this mixture and I'm going to put it into a bowl, sort of reserve it off to the side. And the remainder here is going to be for our frittata. So time to make the actual frittata. Before that though, I'm going to go ahead and put in 1 can of artichoke hearts. That's about a 14-ounce can. I have a 1/4 cup of parsley. I'm going to put in half of the parsley. I have a tablespoon of fresh oregano, and I'm going to put in half of the oregano as well. And then 1/8 of a teaspoon of chili flake. It doesn't take much chili flake. A little goes a long way, and it gives that nice little tickle, that little bit of heat that you want. Flip those vegetables around to start heating them up, and then in goes 2 cups of egg substitute. We're going to pour it right on top of the vegetables. And this is the frittata part. That looks great. Going to stir this up. And I'm just going to keep stirring it until the eggs start to solidify. I'm going to turn the heat down on the eggs to about a medium heat. And at this point, take a lid, put it on top of the eggs. But in the meantime, those vegetables we put off to the side. Here they are, right over here. And we're going to make a little salad with these. It's a great idea. 1 tablespoon of canola oil into the vegetables. 2 tablespoons of red wine vinegar. Give it that acidity, that brightness that it needs. Just a 1/4 teaspoon of salt and the remaining herbs. Remember that 2 tablespoons left over of parsley? And that half a tablespoon of fresh oregano. So this little salad's going to have a lot of flavor going on. And I'm just going to stir up that salad. All right, this frittata's taken about 15 to 18 minutes of slow cooking. And then I turn the heat off and just let it sit there for about 5 minutes. It gives it some more time to come together. And there it is. And you can see now it's solidified into one big omelet. Now before we unmold it, take your spatula and just sort of loosen up the edges all the way around it, and then scoop underneath it just to loosen it up all the way around. Beautiful. Now for the unmolding part. There's a little trick to this one. You're going to take a plate, make sure your plate is big enough to fit over the top of the saute pan. We're going to flip it over. Now when you flip it over, be sure that you're pressing down on the plate the whole time. Ready? Here we go. There it is. And there is our frittata. Nicely browned. We can go ahead and cut just a little wedge out here. There we go. This can be a beautiful breakfast. My goodness, all those vegetables. And I'll just scoop up that frittata. I'm going to put it right over onto our breakfast plate. Now remember, that salad with all those herbs in there, that vinegar. Just going to spoon a little of this on top of that frittata, and there it is. What a breakfast that is.